My name is Gayl. I was diagnosed with coronary artery disease in 2015, and then I had a triple bypass in March of 2016, followed by a stent in October of that same year. I am lucky. I did not have a heart attack, or I probably would not be here right now. My somewhat lengthy but very lucky story started in the summer of 2015 after a knee replacement. I had trouble and was given a cortisone shot to try and relieve my nerve pain. That gave me very odd, uncomfortable feeling in my chest. I went back to my doctor and said, let's not do that again. That was really not great. We started to talk, and this is where I am also very lucky. My doctor actually listened to what I said, asked me really good questions, asked me about my family's heart history, and then decided, let's just send you for a stress test and see how you're doing. I went for my stress test, which I failed. At the time, the nurses said, don't worry, this test is made for men, and there's a 30% false positive for women. I was shocked. I said, how can this be? And they said, it's made for men. Men are the ones they did the research on, so it's made for men. And that was my introduction into just how differently women are from men when it comes to hearts. I did not have any idea. But after that, failing my stress test, I ended up going for a CT scan, which I also failed. Then I went for an angiogram where they found that I had almost 90% blockage at the very top of my LAD, which is exactly where the widowmaker is. And it was in the worst possible position. If that blocked, there's absolutely, for me, no blood that would be going down to the left side of my heart. My odds of surviving that would be slim to nil. So again, this is why I just felt that I was really, really lucky. So I waited a few months and got my triple bypass, went to rehab. Everything was fine. But I had signed up as part of a research project. And after 6 months in September of that year, they went back in, did an angiogram to check out how things were going. They were absolutely shocked to find that that major bypass for the widowmaker had actually collapsed. I had had no symptoms before of any issues with that, and I had no symptoms after the bypass collapsed as well. So I was really lucky all over again that I had gone for the research, because normally people do not go and have an angiogram afterwards to see how everything went. So they ended up then having to put a stent where that was. So little did I know that while my heart was finally fixed, going through all of this, waiting, not knowing if my heart was going to stop in the few months since I had been diagnosed to where I had my triple bypass, finding out that I had been living with a potentially, again, life-threatening condition. While I had been kayaking, hiking, and doing a lot of things all summer long, it didn't, my mind did not deal well with this. So even though I had gone to work, my work was very stressful, and I just found myself unable to do the tasks as I needed to. So I retired and said, now what? I'm too young. I wasn't even 60 years old. What do I do now with my life? So part of my new normal was that as I had been coming out of rehab, I had noticed this signage for the Canadian Women's Heart Health Center. And so one day I marched myself in and I said, here I am. What can I do for you? Because I decided that if I had gone through this and I had had issues, how many other women were going through this? And so I decided to become a peer support leader for the Women at Heart peer support program. And I have been doing that for 8 years ever since. Every single program I do, I just feel so lucky to be a part of this, to be able to help women find their new normal all over again. And it's certainly when you help others, you help yourself. And as women, we tend to be caretakers of others, and we need to learn to be better caretakers of ourselves.